Have you ever wondered if the very vitamins meant to protect you could quietly be doing you harm? As we age, our bodies don't process nutrients the way they used to. What once nourished us in our youth can, over time, become a hidden threat. The kidneys slow down, the liver becomes less efficient. Our nervous system grows more sensitive, and our bones, heart, and joints become more vulnerable than ever before. That means certain vitamins that were once helpful may now act as a double-edged sword, doing more harm than good in the body of a senior. But here's the good news: not all vitamins are the enemy. Some, when chosen wisely, can support your heart, sharpen your mind, strengthen your bones, and power up your immune system naturally and gently. Today, with nearly a century of lived experience and observation behind me, I want to share something that could make a real difference in your health and independence. 4 vitamins seniors should avoid at all costs, and 4 vitamins you should include in your daily routine to thrive, not just survive. If you care about staying sharp, strong, and steady in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, this message is for you. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell, so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 inch in the comments. If not, type 0 inches to let me know how I can make better content for you. 4 dangerous vitamins for the elderly. Vitamin A in high doses damaging the liver and weakening the bones. For decades, vitamin A has been praised as the vision vitamin, a supposed ally for clear sight, radiant skin, and a robust immune system. Many of us, trusting that reputation, have taken it without a second thought, especially as we age and worry about declining eyesight or winter colds. But what few realize is that for seniors, especially those over 60, vitamin A in high doses doesn't always heal, it can quietly harm. As we grow older, our liver's ability to filter and break down fat-soluble vitamins diminishes. What used to be flushed out easily in youth now lingers in the body, building up silently like sediment in a slowing river, and that accumulation doesn't come without consequence. High doses of vitamin A, particularly in the form of retinol supplements, can cause toxicity. The liver, already burdened by age and possibly years of medication, becomes inflamed, fatigued, and vulnerable. But the danger doesn't stop there. Elevated vitamin A has a direct impact on bone density, something most seniors can't afford to lose. Studies show that too much retinol can interfere with vitamin D, reduce calcium absorption, and make bones more brittle. The very supplement many believe is protecting them may, in fact, be setting the stage for a devastating fall, one broken hip away from losing mobility, independence, or even life itself. The price you pay isn't always sudden, it's subtle. A dull ache in your side, a bruise that lasts too long, a stumble that leads to a fracture. You may never connect it to the little capsule you took with breakfast each day, but the damage compounds quietly, hidden behind the illusion of health. So if you've been reaching for that high-dose multivitamin or extra retinol just to be safe, it's time to pause and reconsider. For the aging body, less can truly be more. Because if vitamin A can masquerade as a helper while slowly weakening your foundation, what other common vitamins might be doing the same right now without your knowledge? Let's uncover the next hidden danger. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 inch below to let me know you're with me. Now, let's move on to point number 2. Vitamin E in high doses raising the risk of stroke and internal bleeding. At first glance, vitamin E appears to be one of the good guys. It's marketed as an antioxidant powerhouse, a supposed warrior against aging, cancer, and heart disease. Many seniors reach for it instinctively, hoping it will help preserve vitality, smooth their skin, and protect their hearts. But behind this glossy promise lies a quiet, underestimated danger, especially when taken in high doses. What most older adults don't realize is that vitamin E doesn't just help thin the blood, it can thin it too much. And for someone already on blood thinners, aspirin, or other common medications for heart disease, this can become a dangerous combination. High doses anything over 400 IU a day have been linked to an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, where bleeding in the brain can happen without warning. There is no early symptom, no gentle alert, just a sudden, devastating rupture that can rob you of speech, movement, or even life in an instant. And this isn't just theory, it's reality in emergency rooms across the country. Seniors arrive confused, dazed, or unconscious, some from what seemed like a minor fall, others from no trauma at all. Their families are left wondering how such a tragedy could happen. The truth: that harmless-looking bottle of vitamin E on the shelf may have quietly set the stage. The price you pay isn't measured in dollars, but in blood, in time lost with family, in days spent recovering or not recovering at all. What was taken with hope becomes a silent betrayal of the body's delicate balance. It's a harsh truth, but one that must be faced with wisdom. Not all anti-aging tools are safe. Not everything labeled natural is gentle. As our bodies age, the rules change. What protected us in our 30s may endanger us in our 70s. And if vitamin E, so widely praised, can backfire so deeply, what happens when a vitamin meant to energize your mind starts to quietly damage your nerves instead? The next one might surprise you. Vitamin B6 in excess quietly damaging your nerves. Vitamin B6 is often seen as harmless, essential, even. It's praised for supporting mood, boosting energy, and keeping the brain sharp. Many seniors take it daily, sometimes unknowingly in multiple supplements, believing it will fight fatigue or mental fog. But what most don't realize is that too much of this helpful vitamin, taken over time, can lead to a silent, creeping condition: nerve damage that doesn't always heal. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to what they once tolerated with ease. Vitamin B6, especially in high supplemental doses beyond 100 milligrams daily, can build up in the bloodstream. And unlike water-soluble vitamins that simply flush out, B6 can begin to interfere with the peripheral nervous system. At first, the signs are subtle: a tingling in the feet, a numbness in the fingers, a strange sense of unsteadiness when walking. You brush it off as aging, but beneath the surface, your nerves are deteriorating. For older adults, this condition, sensory neuropathy, can be life-altering. Balance fades, strength weakens, the joy of walking, gardening, even buttoning a shirt becomes a struggle. And often, by the time the connection to vitamin B6 is discovered, the damage is already done. The price you pay isn't immediate, it's slow. It's waking up one morning and realizing you can't feel the floor beneath your feet. It's losing confidence on stairs, in crowds, or behind the wheel. What began as a search for vitality becomes a thief of independence. It's a tragic irony. The very vitamin you took to stay sharp can dull your senses and rob you of movement. And perhaps the most alarming part: this can happen even without taking extreme doses, just long-term, unnoticed overuse. So if something as seemingly innocent as B6 can disrupt your nerves, ask yourself, what about the vitamin you've always trusted to boost your immune system? Could it be silently turning against your kidneys? The answer may surprise you. It's vitamin C in high doses silently straining your kidneys. Vitamin C is often seen as the ultimate health ally. We take it when we feel a cold coming on. We hear it boosts immunity, heals wounds, brightens skin. And because it's just vitamin C, most people assume the more, the better, especially in older age when the immune system seems to slow. But what if that daily mega dose wasn't protecting you at all? What if it was slowly working against you? The truth is, large doses of vitamin C, especially over 1,000 milligrams a day, can become toxic over time, particularly for aging kidneys. What's often overlooked is how this vitamin breaks down in the body. It metabolizes into oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium and form sharp, painful crystals known as kidney stones. For seniors whose kidney function naturally declines with age, this risk grows quietly, dangerously. You might feel a dull ache in your side or a burning when you urinate. You may mistake it for dehydration or a bladder infection. But deep inside, your kidneys are struggling under the weight of something you thought was helping. And if you've ever experienced a kidney stone, you know it's not just painful, it's debilitating. The price you pay isn't just the visit or the days of recovery. It's the erosion of trust in your own health instincts. It's the moment you realize that too much of a good thing, taken with the best of intentions, can still bring harm. What you thought would shield your immune system may actually be chipping away at your foundation of wellness. So before you reach for that high-dose chewable or fizzy packet, pause. Reconsider. Because sometimes the quietest threats are hidden in what we trust most. Now that we've uncovered the 4 vitamins that can silently sabotage your health, let's shift the focus. What if there were 4 others, gentle, powerful, and proven, that could help restore balance, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your body? Let's explore the vitamins you should be taking, starting with the one that lives in sunlight and protects your bones from the inside out. 4 vitamins you should take every day after age 60. Vitamin D, sunlight for your bones and immune strength. As we grow older, the simple warmth of the sun takes on new meaning. It's more than just comfort, it's a lifeline. Within that light lies vitamin D, a nutrient many seniors unknowingly lack yet desperately need. It doesn't shout for attention, but its absence is felt everywhere. In fragile bones, in weakened immunity, in the quiet erosion of strength that creeps in year by year. By the time we reach 60, most of us aren't making enough vitamin D, whether because of limited sun exposure, thinner skin, or a slower metabolic process. We may stay indoors more, cover our skin, or live in places where sunshine is fleeting. And while these choices are often made out of practicality or necessity, they come at a cost. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health, though it does play a crucial role in calcium absorption and protecting against osteoporosis, which can lead to life-altering fractures. It also acts as a sentinel for the immune system, helping defend against infections, autoimmune disorders, and even certain cancers. In a world where illnesses seem to target the vulnerable, vitamin D becomes not just helpful but essential. Without it, bones thin, energy fades, the immune response weakens. Worst of all, the decline is so gradual, so quiet, that many don't notice until a broken wrist, a lingering illness, or a sudden sense of fatigue forces them to ask, "What happened to my strength?" But here's the hope. With a daily supplement of 801,000 AU, or the simple act of stepping into morning light for 15 minutes, this vital nutrient can be replenished. Slowly, your body begins to feel steadier, more resilient. Your bones hold firm, your spirit lifts, you begin to remember what vitality felt like. And if vitamin D is the silent architect of strength and resilience, what about the vitamin that protects your memory, renews your energy, and guards your brain as you age? It's vitamin B12, preserving memory, energy, and mental clarity. There's a quiet shift that begins in our 60s. You walk into a room and forget why. A word hovers just out of reach. You feel a little slower, a little more tired than you used to. You blame aging, and yes, part of it is. But often, what feels like aging is really something more specific, more reversible: a lack of vitamin B12. This vital nutrient is essential for nerve function, red blood cell formation, and brain health, yet it's one of the most common deficiencies among older adults. As we age, our stomach produces less acid, which is needed to absorb B12 from food. Even with a balanced diet, your body might not be getting what it needs. The result: fatigue, brain fog, balance issues, and in more serious cases, irreversible nerve damage or cognitive decline. You may begin to feel out of touch with your own thoughts, drifting through conversations, forgetting appointments, losing interest in things you once loved. It's subtle, but it's unsettling. And yet, B12 can often be the key to turning the lights back on. Whether through a daily supplement, a sublingual tablet, or prescribed injections, B12 can restore clarity, lift energy, and help you reconnect with the vibrant, alert version of yourself that never truly disappeared. The difference it makes isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's the relief of remembering a grandchild's birthday, the joy of finishing a crossword again, the steadiness in your step when you feel confident walking through a crowd. Sometimes what seems like a fading mind is simply a starved one. And if B12 safeguards your memory and helps your mind feel whole again, what about the vitamin that keeps your arteries clear, your bones strong, and calcium right where it belongs in your skeleton, not your bloodstream. Vitamin K2, the unsung hero of bone and heart protection. It's one of the most overlooked truths in senior health. Not all calcium ends up where you want it to go. You may take supplements, drink fortified milk, and do everything right to protect your bones, yet still face thinning bones, stiff joints, and rising heart risks. Why? Because without the proper guide, calcium can drift into places it doesn't belong, like your arteries. That's where vitamin K2 steps in. Often confused with K1, which helps with blood clotting, K2 performs a far more specialized, powerful function. It tells your body exactly where to send calcium, directing it away from the arteries, where it can cause dangerous plaque buildup, and toward the bones, where it strengthens and stabilizes. As we age, arterial calcification becomes a silent threat. You may not feel it, but it's there, hardening the vessels, straining the heart, narrowing the flow of life itself. Meanwhile, bones lose density, making even small falls dangerous. This dual risk, weaker bones and stiffening arteries, is one of aging's cruelest combinations. But vitamin K2 changes the equation. Found naturally in fermented foods like natto and aged cheeses, or more easily in supplements, K2 helps activate key proteins that manage calcium placement. It works hand in hand with vitamin D and magnesium, forming a trio of protection most seniors have never even heard of. The beauty of K2 is quiet. It doesn't promise instant energy or glowing skin. Instead, it offers lasting protection where it matters most, deep in the structure of your bones and the flow of your blood. It's not flashy, it's foundational. And if vitamin K2 helps keep your bones anchored and your heart flowing strong, what about the mineral that calms your nerves, improves sleep, and relieves muscle tension, often missing yet vital to daily comfort? Magnesium, the quiet mineral that soothes, strengthens, and stabilizes. As we age, there are certain discomforts we come to accept as normal: restless nights, muscle cramps, anxiety, fatigue that lingers even after a full night's sleep. We write them off as signs of growing older. But what if these weren't inevitable? What if they were whispers from your body, calling out for something it's missing? Magnesium. Magnesium is often called the master mineral, and for good reason. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, from regulating blood pressure and stabilizing blood sugar to supporting nerve function, muscle relaxation, and even emotional calm. And yet, it's also one of the most common deficiencies in people over 60, especially those taking diuretics, acid reducers, or medications for high blood pressure. You may not realize it, but that nightly leg cramp, that racing heart in the quiet hours, that persistent sense of unease, they could all trace back to a lack of this essential mineral. And over time, chronic magnesium deficiency can increase the risk of hypertension, osteoporosis, type 2 diabetes, and even irregular heartbeat. But the good news is, magnesium is gentle in its healing. It doesn't shock the system, it settles it. A modest daily dose, whether through leafy greens, nuts, seeds, or a quality supplement, can bring a sense of calm back into the body. Muscles relax, sleep deepens, blood pressure eases. The noise quiets. You begin to feel balanced in the truest sense of the word. Magnesium doesn't just treat symptoms, it restores the conditions for peace inside your body. And in a world where stress and wear accumulate silently, that kind of peace is priceless. Because at this stage in life, it's not just about adding years, it's about adding ease, clarity, and strength to the years you still have. And that begins not with complexity, but with mindful choices, one thoughtful step at a time.